My name is Yannick and I'm a boat builder from Germany. And this is Akela. Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. Almost time for Akela to actually move into the workshop. I'm super excited about it, but before the boat can actually be removed in here, I need to think about a solution how I will actually park the boat in here. Because I can't use a crane or anything, because the space is just too small. So my solution will be using a boat trailer that I will be building out of these HEB steel beams. It will be screwed together and welded together, so you can actually move the boat around a bit in the workshop later on. So let's get to it. But before we get into the build of the boat cradle, I had to move in this drill press into my workshop. I inherited it from my father, who sadly passed away 1.5 years ago. My dad was a machining mechanic, so he knew how to work his way around metal the conventional way without using any CNC machines or whatsoever. So he had many projects to work with metal. Also loved to work with wood. So many of my tools are actually gifted or inherited by him. This machine has been with him for decades and now it has found its new home here in my workshop. Every scratch and mark tells a story, and it feels great to continue using it for boat building and woodworking projects. It's a classic drill press, solid, heavy, built to last. Adjustable table height, different speeds to the belt system, and the chuck that still runs absolutely true. Now every time I use it, I feel connected to my father and the work he did before me. It's not just a tool, it's a piece of history and keeps the craft alive across generations. And the sound of it running reminds me of my child when he was back in his workshop and we kids played outside or in the house and you could hear this drill press running and he worked on it. I would love to hear from you. Do you also have tools or machines that you inherited or that carry on a special story? Share it in the comments below. I would be really interested to read them. So for drilling the holes, I made myself a little template. And when I will using a magnetic drill press that I borrowed, I will be using these high strength M20 steel bolts to bolt the pieces together. And after what felt like drilling 1 million holes, got all these parts ready. Just need to chamfer the edges and clean them up, and then line them up with the squatter and weld them all together. So, I made a little mistake whilst ordering material for the boat cradle. These big square tubes should have had the weld seam on the outside, but I just forgot about it and just ordered it square tubes, and now I have the welding seam on the inside. So, and instead of ordering new material, I just made myself a special tool, simply using a file and welding it against this smaller square tube. When I just file the seam a little bit flatter until the round tubes fit. Now I just have to tidy up the workshop, and when it's finally time to move the boat in here. Having Akela now finally in the workshop is meaning I can now actually start working on here, which means future videos should be coming out a lot more frequent, hopefully. The next step will be obviously taking off the fiberglass and also first cleaning up the workshop a little bit, so I have a little bit more room and space to work around. Thanks for following along this boat building journey so far. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, so you won't miss the next steps. Your support actually helps keep this project afloat. If you would like to contribute, there is a Patreon page and a GoFundMe page linked down below in the descriptions. And of course, share your thoughts or tips in the comments. I would love to hear from you. See you in the next video, and so long, fair winds and following seas.